Something strange is going on, and following the LA Lakers making arguably the biggest trade in NBA history, some new details have dropped, revealing some very strange details that have fans confused. We're going to break down these reports as something strange was going on behind the scenes regarding both Rob Pelinka, but also the Mavericks and their GM as well. We're going to break that down and discuss what this means going forward, as well as discuss some other updates surrounding Luka Doncic. But before we get into it, if you're part of the 86% who aren't subscribed to the channel, this is the place to be for daily Lakers content. You're going to want to hit that subscribe button, folks. We're going to be uploading multiple videos a day for you all. As the situation's going to keep getting crazier, we have Luka's return. There's tons of things to look forward to now. More moves are coming. So if you want to help us towards our goal of 6,000 subscribers, we're getting very, very close. So hit that subscribe button, scroll down, see if you're a part of the percentage. And if you're not, hammer that subscribe button. But ladies and gentlemen, situation is getting ridiculous, but something strange is going on. And obviously, we've had videos today going over some of the new details. We're going to keep you up to date with the new details, but we can't help but think that something strange is going on behind the scenes for the Lakers and this Luka Doncic trade, because a bunch of reports are dropping. LeBron had no idea. AD had no idea. There's all these different things. And again, we're going to go over some of the latest updates. So we know here this just came out. The trade is now official. The players involved are allowed to be traded again up until 3 p.m. Eastern on Thursday. Their salary cannot be aggregated with any other player. So if Lakers are going to trade anybody they just acquired, I mean, mainly, guys, it cannot be aggregated with another player, which is very intriguing. So that's one thing to keep in mind as well. But when we're talking about what's going on with this trade, right? A few different things. So we know that Luka is no longer eligible to sign his Supermax extension, which was projected to be over $300 million. He's now eyeing a 4-year extension with the Lakers, which is something we'll obviously cover in future videos as well here. But when you think about why the Mavs, I mean, the Mavs GM spoke about why he traded Luka. We really feel like we got ahead of what was going to be a tumultuous summer, him being eligible for the Supermax and also a year away from being able to opt out of any contract. And so we really felt like we got out in front of that. We know teams, they've had it out there. Teams have been loading up to try to sign him once it becomes available. And now he mentions a tumultuous summer. We know that Luka's, is eligible for free agency after 2026. And what's weird about this is there was no, and we have a couple of reports here, there was no signs that Luka was going to be traded. There was absolutely no leaks from any of the parties involved. And it's just something you never see. And these, what the Mavs GM keeps on saying is that he clearly is, they were concerned about his health. They were concerned about his conditioning. There's some rumors that he was, 270 pounds, all these different things. But at the end of the day, something interesting had to have been going on behind the scenes. Something like this doesn't just happen overnight. We had Tristan Thompson come out and basically tweet last night something weird had to have been going on. We know that Luka did not request a trade. We know that AD did not request a trade. And we also saw that LeBron refuted any reports and rumors that he wanted AD traded, So there's some points missing here. There's some cracks in the story. And ultimately, maybe it just comes down to the fact that Nico Harrison and the Mavs prefer AD over Luka Doncic for the current structure of their team, which is a little bit crazy in itself. But that seems to be where this is headed towards. And again, Shams came out. This deal materialized in the shadows. LeBron had no idea this was coming. AD had no idea this was coming. I'm told Luka is still stunned. So none of the players knew. And in a day and age where there's leaks galore, there's leaks everywhere, the fact that nobody had any idea about this trade goes to show that something interesting is going on, because you're also hearing this report from Shams, and then we're hearing some reports from other reporters saying that this has been materializing for days. Some reporters are saying this has been materializing for weeks, but what we do know for sure is that Luka Doncic did not request a trade. The Mavericks did this on their own accord, and Doncic has been a form of the trade, which was agreed upon late Saturday and immediately ranks as one of the most stunning trades in NBA history. But Luka didn't request a trade. Clearly, the Lakers obviously got approached by Nico Harrison and said, sure, we'll do any deal for Luka Doncic. There was reports coming out that the Mavericks offered at least one other team a Luka Doncic package, which, again, we covered that in the video earlier. If that's the case, then I don't know why they would decline or there wouldn't be any sort of bidding war. And apparently, but then other reports were coming out saying that the Mavericks were only focused in on Anthony Davis. So a bunch of conflicting reports here. And ultimately, what it all leads to is the fact that, yes, Luka Doncic is the Laker, which is, I'm super excited about it. But I feel like there's something else going on here. Now, there's been a lot of concerns about Luka Doncic's health, about Luka Doncic's conditioning, all these different things. You are now pairing Luka with LeBron James, who is one of the best, probably the best conditioned athlete of all time in his age 40 season, still putting up triple doubles like crazy. We saw it in yesterday night's game. But what matters the most is you can work with Luka Doncic's conditioning. You can work with all of that, and he's going to have a fire lit under his belly now, especially on February 25th when they play the Dallas Mavericks, because to trade him is almost unexcusable. But even though there is something going on behind the scenes. Now, this also just dropped, or this dropped recently as well from Chris Haynes. Lakers let Rich Paul know immediately after the Mavs called the Lakers and offered Luka for AD. LA took 48 hours to decide if they wanted to make the deal. No way Rich Paul knew about this 1 to 2 days ago and didn't let LeBron know. And that's the weird thing. Like, there's reports that LeBron didn't know and that he was completely blindsided, that he heard about it at dinner following the game last night. However, Chris Haynes is saying that the Lakers let Rich Paul know immediately, which was 2 days ago, maybe even before 2 days ago, because they took 48 hours to decide if they wanted to trade AD. They held AD out of yesterday's game, all these different things. So, like, someone is lying here, and whether or not AD is or LeBron knew about it doesn't really matter at this point. I'm hoping that he doesn't request a trade. I'm very curious to see what they can do with LeBron James and Luka Doncic paired together. We know from Brian Windhorst that Luka Doncic and LeBron James, they have admiration of one another. But surely Rich Paul would have told LeBron James 2 days ago about this potential case scenario. And the more that it comes out, the more info that comes out, it seems like there was, it wasn't just a crazy thing that happened this Saturday night like we initially thought. It was brewing for a few days, even though some reports say, again, Shams comes out and says that everybody was blindsided a little bit, and that LeBron had no idea this was coming. So who is there to believe here? I mean, I'll probably believe Shams, but again, you assume Rich Paul would tell LeBron James, and maybe there was some crazy, agreement between Rob Pelinka and Rich Paul that, hey, don't tell anybody, including LeBron. We don't want this to, mess up any of the things. And then there's also some questions about LeBron James being traded for Bradley Beal because Bryce James is going to UA next year, of course, University of Arizona, and then you can swap Bradley Beal for LeBron, which is one of the crazier things. I'll have another video on that. But it's just an absolutely ridiculous time. And there's a lot of conflicting reports. There was a report last night that LeBron had grown frustrated with AD. LeBron quickly came out himself on Twitter and refuted that. So it's the craziest time in NBA. It's one of the craziest times in NBA history, especially given this day and age of social media and things like that. And we're going to keep you up to date with, of course, all the latest news. But there is a ridiculous amount of reports about, LeBron and whether he's upset. We're going to know over the next few days once Rob Pelinka speaks to the media, once LeBron speaks out about it at practice. Of course, AD on the Mavericks side, and of course, Luka Doncic, who focusing more on basketball now. The Lakers need a center. They don't have a center. They're going to go out and make another move. You can see this here from Kevin O'Connor. Think this could open more doors for other teams across the league to be more aggressive this week for the deadline. Yes, always expect the unexpected. And if anyone thinks that the Lakers can't get any specific player, they just got Luka Doncic, so anything is possible now with Rob Pelinka and Jeannie Buss and the Los Angeles Lakers. But ladies and gentlemen, that'll wrap it up. Let me know down below what your thoughts are. Something strange is definitely going on here. A bunch of conflicting reports, but at the end of the day, new details are coming out. And at the end of the day, folks, Luka Doncic is in LA Lakers. So let me know down below what your thoughts are. And again, smash that subscribe button. Multiple videos a day for you all, keeping you up to date. Cheers.